What is up, Transit? I'm so excited that you're here this morning. My name is Josh, and we have quite a morning planned for you, I tell you. Now, we're gonna start off. I'm gonna just ask you a quick question. Oh, quick. That is not a word. Good thing I caught myself. I'm gonna ask you a quick question. If you were an animal, what animal would you be? Personally, I think I would like to be a moose. Let me open up the chat and see what you're saying. I think a moose would be pretty cool. They're big animals, massive antlers. You know, I think they're just pretty cool, personally. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, monkey, yeah. Dog, lots of dogs. Clearly pet owners. What else we got? An eagle. That's a cool one. You could fly over, see everyone. Oh, just a bird in general. I like it. Cheetah. Okay. An osprey. What's an osprey? Wait, Maddie, a hedgehog dog? Is that like a hedgehog and a dog? Or like, is there a combined hedgehog dog that I didn't know about? I'm learning many things here in Transit already. Alrighty. Oh, we got some cats. I see. Okay, dolphin. I like it. An alien. Kingfisher. I don't think an alien is an animal. Is an alien an animal? Actually, I think we might have to ask this question. Is an alien an animal? All right. Now, I think, well, we'll get a couple more answers and then lots of dogs. Okay. Clearly, we have some pet owners in here. Clearly. All right. Alrighty. Now, personally, I think we should hop right into it with a little game. Now, I don't know if you realize, but I asked an animal question because today we are having an animal-themed transit. And our first game is called Internet Names Animals. Now, this is quite a funny game, personally. I think it's funny. Sometimes when you can't remember the name of an animal, you have to go onto Google and search it. But you don't remember the name, so you have to send a little description in the bar. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a description of an animal, and we're going to have to guess what the description is. We're going to have to guess what animal it is. So let's start off with the first one. We'll see. What is the first one? Fart squirrel. What animal is a fart squirrel? I think. What do I think? I don't know. I think it's just a gassy squirrel, personally. This is just, they're trying to trick us here. This is actually just a squirrel. All right. Well, I see a skunk. Oh, you know what? That's a lot better than my guess. All right. I see a lot of skunks. There's a good conclusion around skunks. Okay, I think we've got a general consensus that is skunks. What is the first animal? It is a skunk. Guys, you guys were correct. I was wrong. Carter, I don't think it's your brother, although that's kind of funny. All right, next question. A stab rabbit? Oh. No, I know what this is. This is Bugs Bunny when he's doing karate. I think that's what it is. I see it. It's Bugs Bunny doing karate. What do you guys think a stab rabbit is? Oh, I think we've got... Oh, porcupine. Okay. That's a possibility. I'm still going to go with Bugs Bunny doing karate. I think I'm going to stick with this one. I feel very confident, personally. You guys think it's porcupine? Oh. I don't know what I think it. I don't think it's a porcupine. I think it's what's it called? It's Bugs Bunny doing karate. That's what I think it is. But you guys seem to think it's porcupine. All right. What is the answer? Oh, it's porcupine. You guys got it. All right. I still think it's Bugs Bunny, personally. I stand by that answer. All right. What is the next question? I feel like most of us are getting these right, except for me. I don't think me and Danelle are very good at these games. I think you guys are much better than us. Danelle didn't do that great last week. Oh, we've got the new question. Danger Noodle. This is rogue spaghetti. That's what it is. It's when you're a kid and you're playing with your spaghetti and it comes to life. That's it. I saw this in a comic book once. I guarantee it's rogue spaghetti. Danger Noodle. It's rogue spaghetti. You guys seem to think it's a snake. Oh, an electric eel. An anaconda. A little more specific. Okay. Cobra. Lots of snake. Oh, I see a lot of S's. I see. A snake. I thought that was fun. All right. You guys think it's a snake? I think it's rogue spaghetti. What is it? It's a snake. You guys got it right. I think it's rogue spaghetti, but whatever. All right, next question. A danger zebra. There's a lot of dangerous animals here. A danger zebra. I think it's one of those deer that's like half horse, half zebra. It's got like the different colors. I think it's one of those. I don't know what they're called, but I think it's one of those. That's what I think. What do you guys think it is? A lion? Okay, possibly. A lion. A tiger. A white tiger. Okay. Seeing a lot of tiger. There's a lot of lion too. It seems pretty split. A panda. Ooh, that's it. I don't think pandas are very dangerous. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they're very... An orca. Ooh, we're going to the water. To the seas we go. Alrighty. Well, we've got a lot of panda, tiger, lion. Let's see what it is. It is a white Bengal tiger. You guys were correct. I, once again, was wrong. So far, you guys have got perfect. I've got 0. But we're not keeping track. Alrighty. Let's do 3 more questions. Alrighty. Next question. Muppet claw. I think this is animal from the Muppets. That's what I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Muppet claw. Very interesting. I don't know. A sloth. Ooh. Definitely crab, sloth. Both good answers. I gotta say, you guys are agreeing a lot more this week than you have in previous weeks. There's a general consensus on pretty much every answer. We got sloth this morning. Some crab. I think it's animal from the Muppets, personally, but we can go with sloth. Alrighty. Well, lobster. Ooh, I see. All right. Let's see what the answer is. It is a sloth. Oh my. Well, I just saw a mean comment saying that I am bad at this. It is technically correct, but I guess I'm not very good. All right, 2 more questions. What's the next one? Wizard cow. Oh, a wizard cow. I don't even know. What do you guys think it is? I'm not seeing many answers yet. All right. Clearly, this one's a thinker. Oh, unicorn. That is definitely a possibility. A wizard cow. Unicorn. Maybe it'd be a wizard horse. Unicorn is a better option than I have. I don't have one yet. You got a horse, a bull, a goat. That's interesting. A mountain goat. A little more specific. A bull, unicorn. I see. All right. All right. You know what? I'm gonna agree with you and go unicorn. I think I haven't been doing well, so I'm gonna stick with you and see if that helps me out. All right. Is it a unicorn? A bearded goat? That's a thing? Aren't they just called goats? Oh, look, it's got a little beard right here. A goatee, to be specific. Quite a long one. Oh, wow. Definitely a wizard cow, I tell you. That was... Now, I can see it. I see it now. Alrighty. Yep. It wasn't you. Maybe I won't go with you guys. I think that's why we got it wrong. Yeah. I still haven't got one correct. Let's go to the last question. Last question. The pantless thunder goose. I didn't know that goose wore pants in the first place. But a pantless thunder goose. What do you guys think that is? That is true. The goat did have a Gandalf beard. A turkey. Oh, okay. Definitely possible. An ostrich. Fun fact. Ostriches, they're close to emus. I have a little funny story while we're getting some guesses in. But when I was a kid, I used to go to the Toronto Zoo quite often. Almost weekly. And in fact, one day, I got bit by an emu at the Toronto Zoo. It is true. I didn't lose my finger, but it would have been cool if I lost my finger. But I guess I put my hand in the cage and it bit me. But yeah. All right, let's see what you guys have been guessing. Chickens, ostriches, turkeys. Okay. Oh, a Canadian goose. Oh, I don't like those things. They poop everywhere. It's the worst thing. Alrighty. I'm seeing some very interesting spellings of the ostrich, but I feel like ostrich is where we're at. All right, let's see. The last question. What is the answer? It is an ostrich. Alrighty. Oh, wow. I don't know if you can see, but they have massive claws, whatever you want to call them. Wow. Alrighty. Well, that has been Internet Names Animals, and I just want to let you know, if you are new here, transit is meant so that you can, I totally forgot what I was going to say. All right, transit's meant so that you can have some fun, learn about God, and just have a great time. And now, over the last couple of weeks, we've been kind of hyping up this event we're having. And we're having it this Friday. It's called Risk Takers. It's going to be online. But I've heard that we actually have a little video, a little preview, so to say. So let's hop into the preview right now.
And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Central Ontario News Desk. I'm Jack Fuchsia.
And I'm Donald Bland. And this Friday, students from Connexus Church will be participating in a mock stock market in hopes of coming out with the largest sum of money.
That's correct, Donald. Students will be competing in teams to see who can buy and sell the most stocks, winning the most money. The stocks that they'll be competing for are
McDaniels. Well, have you heard of Christian chicken? Now there's Christian beef, and I'm not talking about the kind your parents have trying to find a seat on a Sunday morning. On to our next company.
Moonbucks. Moonbucks is an up-and-coming coffee shop that claims to have the best coffee out of this world. On to the next.
Nile, a popular online shopping center known for delivering their products super duper fast. How do they do that? Cheetah carriers. Yes, I said it. Cheetah carriers. Our next company is
Webflix, the popular online streaming site that claims to have all the movies you watch when you have nothing else to watch. On to the next.
And for our last company, well, you'll have to tune in this coming Friday to find out. My name is Donald Bland.
And my name is Jack Fuchsia, and thanks for tuning in to the Central Ontario News Desk.
See you on a Zoom near you.
And we're off air.
Finally, oh man. This hair tie is so tight. I can't believe this is kind of happening to me right now. I'm on TV. Hi, Mom! Imagine if I said that in real life. I'm on TV. Oh, how you doing?
Imagine.
Oh.
All right. Now, I don't know about you, but Donald, he seemed like a pretty interesting guy. I definitely would want to tune in this weekend to see what he's all about. Now, I don't know if you caught it, but on November 20th, which is this Friday at 7 o'clock, we are going to be meeting on Zoom for an online risk takers where you can buy and sell some stocks from those companies that we just saw. Now, if you want to sign up, you can at connexuschurch.com/risk takers. There's a link in the description. Also, there's a link in our Instagram bio if you want to go check that out. A little plug at Connexus Transit. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But right now, we are going to be hopping into week 2 of our series, Break It Down. After that, we're going to get a little challenge, so stick around. But I'm going to quickly pray before we hop into our series. Dear Lord, I just thank you for each and every student who's able to come and watch. And I just ask that as they're watching this video, that you just remember that it's not just a person on a screen, but that you are talking through them, and that it is you talking to them. And I just ask that they remember that as they're listening. In your name we pray. Amen.
What's up, everybody? My name is Terrence, and I have this story that I've been wanting to share with you for a long time. And so it's a story about this guy. Now get this. This guy who was a part of a neighborhood. He was a guy who was blind, actually, and someone told him that there was this other guy. We'll call this other guy Jay. He had an opportunity to make him see and give him sight and restore sight to him. And so it's kind of crazy. So the guy that was blind went to this man Jay, and he told him, he said, "Hey Jay, I heard that you can help me see again." And so Jay says, "Yeah, I believe I can do that." So this is what Jay does. Check this out. Jay spits on the ground, makes some mud, and then puts it on the man who was blind, his eyes. And you know what? He told the man, hey, do me a favor. Go wash your eyes really, really quick in this pool over here. And after you wash your eyes in the pool, you should be able to see. So he does. He goes and he washes his eyes in the pool. And before you know it, you know what? This guy's able to see. He's able to see. Now, doesn't that sound a little bit crazy to you? This guy named Jay, he spat on the ground, made mud, put it on somebody's eyes, and they could see. Can you imagine doing that? You think you can go outside right now, spit on the ground, make some mud, and make somebody see? Crazy, right? You wanna know what's even crazier? That's actually a story from the Bible. You're probably thinking what I was when I first heard that story. That's in the Bible? Isn't the Bible supposed to be helpful to my life? What could that story possibly have to do with me or my life today? Maybe you've heard that the Bible is supposed to change your life and that it's the way God communicates with you, but then you read some of it and thought, wait, that doesn't even make sense. I'm not even sure I understand that. So how is it supposed to help me? It's like a note you find dropped in the hallway at school. You pick it up and you read it, but you don't know the whole story behind it. In other words, you have no background information. You don't know who wrote it or who they wrote it for. You don't know why they wrote it or what they're talking about. So you have to do your best to figure out what they're trying to communicate. You might learn something from the note, but for the most part, you're just guessing about what they're talking about. I think sometimes we try to read the Bible the same way. Here's what I mean. I've got my Bible here, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna read the first thing I see, because sometimes that's what happens. We open up our Bibles and we find the first verse that we can find and we read it. So that's what I'm gonna do. They will attack all the walls that surround the city. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of the Babylon, appointed Zedekiah to be king of Judah. Shemaiah and Aziel were from the family line of Jonathan. Why are you afraid of mere human beings? Whips crack, wheel clack, horses charge, chariots rumble, horsemen attack, swords flash, spears gleam. Yeah. Can you make a pet out of it like a bird? Wow. When it comes to the Bible, sometimes we randomly pick a spot and start reading, just like I did. Then we try to figure out how what we're reading applies to our lives. We try to understand it without any context, background, or details about why it was written or who it was written to. And because of that, we struggle to understand what it meant when it was written and what it means for us today. Can you imagine being in a fight with your friends and turning to the Bible for answers, only to find these random verses, you'd probably be like, no, what? How does this actually help me figure out what to do about my friendship? I mean, I just picked the verse that talked about making a bird a pet. Maybe that helps you. I'm not sure if it helps me. See what I mean? When we don't know the whole story, we don't understand the point of what we're reading. We don't understand the message or the heart or the purpose of any of it. And that can sometimes leave us feeling like maybe some of the things we've been told about the Bible might not be true. Let's think about what it would look like if we took a different approach to reading the Bible. What if we made an effort to understand what we were reading as we read it? What if we approached the Bible like it was actually full of writings by real people that can really help you navigate your life in today's world? Let me break it down for you. In order to get this, I think we have to start by learning just a little bit more about the Bible itself. For starters, we know it's a really old book that has stuck around for thousands of years, and people really care a lot about it, enough to make it the best-selling book of all time. It's pretty amazing how the Bible all came together. In fact, the entire Bible was written over a 1,500-year period. The first part, the Old Testament, tells about how people followed the one true God before Jesus came. The New Testament was written after Jesus' death and resurrection about 2,000 years ago. It's about his life and the life of his first followers as they learned how to be his friends and follow him. So like I said, the Bible has been a really big deal for the Christian faith for thousands of years now. And honestly, I think that's part of what can make it feel so difficult to understand or apply to our lives today. How could something written so many years ago in a culture and world so different than our own actually help us now? Well, let's take the Declaration of Independence, for example. Don't worry, this history lesson is almost over. That document was written in 1776, which was nearly 250 years ago. And I don't know about you, but I can barely understand what it means. The language they used, the culture they lived in, and the context of their time in history was so different than our world today. Just listen to the very first, very long sentence in the Declaration of Independence to see what I mean. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impelled them to the separation. Listen, that was totally confusing and doesn't make a ton of sense in our culture today, does it? Just think about what it would be like if the founding fathers who wrote the Declaration of Independence were here now, trying to teach us about life today. They wouldn't be able to talk to us about TikTok, Tom Brady, or impel us to understand why Taco Bell is so delicious. And they for sure wouldn't be able to help us navigate texting our crush from math class. But that doesn't mean that everything they had to say would be bad or irrelevant. It doesn't mean we should ignore what they had to say back then altogether. In fact, some things are actually helpful and important to us still. And that's because some wisdom doesn't change over time. The same is true for the Bible. Every book, verse, or letter you read won't always make sense. And that's because it was written in a specific time, culture, and set of circumstances. You can imagine just how different life was in the ancient Middle East than it is to us today. But that doesn't mean we throw it all out just because it doesn't make complete and absolute sense to us now. The Bible actually has a lot of value and importance. And one of the best things we can do to understand Scripture and to apply it to our lives is to put everything in context. To understand more about who wrote it, why they wrote it, when they wrote it, and who they were writing it to. Let me give you an example. One of the most popular verses in the Bible was written by a guy named Paul. As he was writing to the people in the ancient city of Philippi, he made this statement: "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." Now this verse is great to quote and makes a great Instagram bio, but if we look at it literally, it doesn't make a ton of sense. We can't do everything because of Christ. We can't fly, we can't read minds, we can't get straight A's just by reading and agreeing with this verse. If we take this verse just by itself without any context to what Paul was trying to say, we don't see the whole story. In fact, this is the way many people wind up totally misusing or misunderstanding the Bible. A lot of really bad things have been done and said by people who didn't understand the whole story of what was going on in Scripture. But if we just take a step back and break down the context or background, specifically of Paul's life when he wrote it, it makes a lot more sense. See, Paul wrote this verse from prison. He had been arrested for telling people about Jesus, which wasn't popular with the people who were in charge 2,000 years ago. He told the people he was writing a letter to that no matter what he went through or how hard life got, he was confident that he would be okay, even in prison. Why? Because he had found that Jesus gave him all the strength he needed to make it through. Now, I don't know about you, but that makes a lot more sense to me. That changes the way I see the verse. And even though I'm not in the same position or place that Paul was when he wrote it, understanding more about why he wrote it helps me to see how it applies to my life. When you know the whole story, things make more sense. So if knowing the whole story can help us with one well-known but often misunderstood statement from the Bible, what if it could help us with every other part too? If we want to understand the Bible better, we have to explore the full story of what was going on. We have to learn a little more about the background of what we're reading. In fact, that's my challenge to you. The next time you read something in the Bible that you don't understand, stop and ask yourself if you know the whole story. To do this, you could ask a few questions to help you figure out the whole story, and then hopefully things will make a bit more sense. First, ask yourself who wrote this and who were they writing to? If we begin to understand who the author was and who they were writing to, we can better understand what was going on to make them write what they wrote. Second, ask yourself, why was this written? If we want to know what something means for us, we should try to better understand why it was written in the first place. Was it a simple detail that was specific to culture 2,000 years ago? Or is it a piece of wisdom that can apply to the way we live today? Third, ask yourself, is it helpful to me right now? Sometimes you'll come across things in the Bible that may not seem helpful to you right now. It doesn't mean that God doesn't have a purpose for what you're reading or that it won't be helpful someday. It just may not be the helpful answer, encouragement, or solution you need in that moment. Don't stress out trying to figure out exactly how you're supposed to apply every part of what you're reading to what you're experiencing right now. Instead, trust that the details that don't always seem helpful now might be showing you something unique about God that you'll discover more about later. This is one of the best parts of reading the Bible. The more you read it, the more it seems to reveal meaning and purpose for unique moments and phases of your life. There's something helpful in everything you read, but you may not always see it right away, and that's okay. One of the cool things about reading the Bible is that if you said yes to Jesus, the Holy Spirit, God Himself, lives inside of you, and He knows everything you're going to face in life. So, He might be putting something from the Bible on your heart so it can be useful later. Whenever you read the Bible, you're getting personal guidance and instruction from God Himself, who knows you completely and sees everything. The Bible might not have been written to you, but it was written for you. Now, this is the coolest thing about reading the Bible. God is making sure that there is something helpful and purposeful in everything you read. You may not always see it right away, but that's okay. Remember, when you know the whole story, things make more sense. Now, you're going to get an opportunity to tackle some of these questions together in group. And your leader is a great person to turn to when you can't seem to find the answers. Your leaders are there to help you understand the whole story of what you're reading in the Bible. Maybe you'll wind up understanding more about who God is. Maybe you'll begin to see how the Bible is helpful to you for the first time ever. Maybe it will all begin to make more sense. When you know the whole story, things make more sense. Now, as you head to groups today, I want you to think about this question. What's one thing in the Bible that I want to know the whole story about?
I don't know about you, but he asked a few questions during that, and I just want to ask them again. Just remind you of them. Whenever you're reading the Bible and you don't know what it is you're talking about, just ask yourself these questions. Who wrote it? Who was it that wrote the letter or the book, and why were they writing it? Who are they writing it to? Second question is, why was it written? Was it to tell a story? Was it a list of rules? What was it? Why was it written? And is it helpful right now? He said when he was talking that sometimes things aren't helpful in the moment. Sometimes it can be later on in life that they actually become helpful. So when you write it, you don't have it may not be helpful right then, but do remember it probably will be helpful at some point. And I just want to remind you that sometimes we need to know the whole story so that we can better understand part of the story. If your teacher asked you a question and they gave you the answer, but they didn't give you the question, what is that? Like, that's not helpful. You have to ask the question so that you can get the answers. And now, I said earlier that we were going to have a little challenge after the message. And I think it's about time that we can hop into it. And now we have a prize. But I actually think I'm not going to show you the prize until the end. All right, so let's get this challenge up on the board. How tall is the world's biggest teddy bear in feet? Now, there are some big teddy bears. I've seen them in the stores. They gotta be at least 10 feet. But I'm willing to bet that that's not the world's biggest teddy bear. So I want you to do, how tall is the world's biggest teddy bear? And we're gonna give you 30 seconds. Starting now. Oh, that was timed perfectly. Alrighty. How big is there? Personally, I think the teddy bear's got to be pretty big. This is the world's biggest teddy bear that we're thinking of. All right, what are some guesses? All right, we got 12 feet. We got 470 feet. Wow, that's big. Okay, all right, we got 23, 21, 17. Okay. 64. Oh, that's pretty good. 60. All right. Oh, and the timer's up. Oh, I should have been paying attention. Alrighty. Well, I think the closest answer that we saw. What's the answer? What is the answer before? I know the answer, but let's show it. 63 feet and 8 inches. All right. Now, what is the closest answer we have? I believe I saw a 64 from Bree. So you win the prize. Now we're going to tell you what the prize is now. You win not only one pack of bear paws, another pack of bear paws, and an even a third pack of bear paws, plus, since it was a teddy bear themed question, we are going to give you not the world's biggest teddy bear, but possibly the world's fuzziest teddy bear. All of this will be sent to you, and you get to enjoy it. Now, these are some pretty interesting flavors, personally. We got the classic chocolate chip, the classic brownie, and this interesting birthday cake bear paws. That's the French side. But yes, you will be getting this soon, and it's, personally, I gotta tell you, this teddy bear is insanely soft. You know what? You might not get it. I might keep this one, honestly. No, you'll probably have to get it. Yeah, Danelle told me I have to give it to you. Alrighty. Now, I think it's time to hop into small groups. But before you go, I just want to remind you, if you are not in a small group yet, you can go to connexuschurch.com/transit groups. You can sign up there. You'll get the Zoom link. It'll be fun. All right. Look forward to seeing you next week at 10 p.m. for next week's transit. See ya.